Good morning. Welcome to the Community for Conscious Living weekly live broadcast. Today is Sunday, December 4th of 2022. We are nearing our year end. The Community for Conscious Living is a community dedicated to personal transformation for universal harmony, healing the planet by making inspired changes in ourselves and in our daily lives that create a sustainable environment and a peaceful world. Today's topic is, what is healing? What is healing? A very basic question. And, when that kind of came in this morning, I thought, well, that's pretty basic for our group that meets here to go back to what is healing. And as I sat with it, it just kind of more and more came in about, um, uh, there's really a lot here for us to explore that is healing within itself and really helps us to discern what is healing, what is awakening, epiphanies, doors opening, modalities of healing versus actual healing, right? What does it mean to heal? So we're going to do some exploration around that today. And, I honestly, my mind said, well, we're in December. We need to start talking about how has your year been? What have you, did you set goals at the beginning of the year? Are there things that you wanted to accomplish? How are you doing with that? What kind of support do you need? What do you want to bring closure on for this year and open for the next year? That's usually the kinds of things I like to do in December. That may still come in the coming weeks. We've got 3 more weeks after this one, but I kind of the way that the thought process went around this today is that all of that is important. And where we're going, we just did that book, the Answer is Love, Questions to Explore as we transition into an era of peace. And where we're going is that era of peace. And each tick of the clock, we're getting closer to realizing a mass consciousness that is more aligned with our soul and who we are as soul beings, spirits, representative of spirit in physical form. Our consciousness and our identity is getting closer to that. And so it's really important as this clock ticks and we move from the 2022 to the 2023 to recognize what it means to live closer to the soul, what it means to live closer to that identification as a spirit in form that is having some manifestation of realization in this realm through these bodies and these physical senses. And so that's where this kind of went full circle today from the, what do we want to realize in our coming years, as we moving into and putting closure on one year and moving into the next, to what's really important. And so I think hopefully what we'll uncover today is that significance, the importance and the meaning, and some just further clarification around what it means to heal, what it means to live closer to the soul, what it means to recognize and identify as a spirit living in or integrated into a human form, having an experience of life in 3D realm that we experience through our physical senses. And we are these spirits in form that are so much bigger and can open our consciousness to a heightened reality of that. So that said, let's go ahead and come into our meditation and healing circle. Let's come into our circle, sitting side by side, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee, coming together as one. In the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate, let's all come into the circle. And let's bring everything, all of our senses, our eyes, our ears, nose, mouth, our hearts, our bellies, everything to face toward the center of the circle. And together, bring everything as best you can and imagine this being of light. Imagine your source, right? Which is really beyond the imaginable from our human form. Do your best. Sometimes I just imagine a ball of brilliant light, just to give myself a focal point so that I can pull everything away from all of the distractions and everything looking all different directions and just come into one focal point and bring all the parts of myself, bring all the parts of yourself together to put all of your concentration on calling on your source, the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate, and call directly, ask directly. And let's ask for that essence of pure divine light. Ya Nur, Ya Nur, invoking the divine light, calling on our source, the source of light. And just imagine, perceive in whatever way that you do or can this pure divine light streaming into the center of our circle, filling all of this space with pure divine light. The light that illuminates, the light that purifies, the light that awakens. Just let this light flood the space and gently fill the space. And let this radiance from this light shine on your body and let it absorb into your pores. Absorb this light into your pores. And you can just let this light come in through your eyes, through your ears, through your mouth, through your nose, through all of your subtle centers. Just let all of your being absorb this light. And let's take an inhale. And as you inhale, draw this light all the way through your body and into your vertical core, that energy that runs through the top of your head, through the center of your body, all the way along through the front of your spine and down through your base. And just feel that going all the way through you. And as you take that inhale in, draw everything in to that center, everything into that center, and let that light just come all the way into that center and fill that space. And remember, your being at your core is light. So this is like tapping that tuning fork, right? When you tap one tuning fork and you put it close to another, they both vibrate and resonate, and you can feel, you can hear, you can experience the vibration through your senses. So let yourself feel as you draw that light into your vertical core, and let your vertical core start to vibrate. Energize that light inside of you so you feel and experience that light at your core. You draw with each breath, draw more of that light into your vertical core. And as you exhale, let your spine align and drop into your body. Lean into that vertical core and drop down and land into your pelvic bowl. Feel yourself present in your hips, in your body, and aligned along that vertical core. In the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate, just let your being vibrate, resonate with this pure divine light. And again, bringing your attention to that focal point in front of you or within you, can be at the depth of your heart as well. Everything is a mirror. And let's call directly on our source, In the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate, we call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your unconditional love. Let's call in that unconditional love. And that unconditional love, just let that, draw that in. Let your heart, that funnel of energy at the front of your heart, let it face toward that brilliant light right in front of you. And just let your heart receive this unconditional love. Receive it all the way into your body, drawing it in. And breathe it in through your heart center. And as you exhale, just blow out. Blow out and let that, any clutter or tension from your heart center, just let that release. Let's take a few breaths, breathing in this unconditional love. And as you exhale, blow out and release the tension, the constriction. And the poet Rumi says, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. So that space in the heart contains lots of blocks and barriers along the way, the pathway into the center, into the core, and that place in the center of your heart. As you clear the blocks, the barriers, the clutter, with each breath, let it take you deeper and deeper into your center. And as you exhale, lean in and drop in and land into the center of your heart. Let yourself drop further and further back, leaning in, leaning in, leaning in. Drop further in. Leaning into your heart. And as you inhale, let that unconditional love fill your heart space. Let your heart receive this love. This is an essence of love, an existence of love that is unconditional. It knows no conditions. It is what it is, what it is. And it loves, because that's what love does. Love loves. And the heart loves to be loved. And the heart loves to love. So let your heart have this experience of love and the experience of being love and the experience of loving as the love loves through you, right? Love is a force. It moves through us and we get to experience loving. We get to experience being loved and we get to experience just the presence and the essence of love itself. A beautiful healing, transforming force. Right? And we're here to talk about what is healing. So let this love your heart and let your heart receive that love. And let that love, the knowing that this love is unconditional and it has no beginning or end. It just is. It is a force that exists. You can always tap into this force. So let that, make an intention, if you will, if this feels okay for you, to wash away any fear of love, all right? Because what we fear is being hurt by the absence of love, the withdrawal of love, that sense of rejection and abandonment that we've all experienced at times in our lives, right? Because we learn through contrast, and we're here to learn about love, and part of how we learn about love is by feeling the absence of it. So what we fear is the absence of the love, and so we fear allowing ourselves the freedom, letting the guard down to have the full experience of the love, because what if this happens again and it gets withdrawn and we feel the pain, the immense pain of that withdrawal? But we can always come back and tap into this love and have the experience of the love, regardless of what have ever happened in the past or what may ever happen in the future. We don't have to deny ourselves the experience of love in any moment because of what has happened before or might happen again. You can still give yourself this experience, and once you have this experience, it can never be taken away. This experience of this now moment, letting this love flow through your heart. And this now moment, letting this love flow through your heart. And the next now moment, letting the love flow through your heart. And breathe that all the way into your core. If you draw that all the way in through your heart center and let it flow through your heart and into your vertical core. Again, letting yourself lean into your heart, fall back into your heart and lean into that vertical core. Let yourself stand there like standing under a gentle waterfall, receiving this pure love. And again, drawing everything to face that ball of light, that essence at the front of you, that focal point, calling on your source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your eternal compassion. Remember, the compassion is the cosmic womb of our existence. Ya Rahman, the eternal compassion, the compassion that is the container of our entire existence, this 3D material realm of existence, is contained in a womb of compassion, a cosmic ocean that is pure compassion. So as you inhale in that light into your vertical core, and you drop into your pelvic bowl, and you inhale in that unconditional love through your heart, and you lean back into your heart and into your vertical core, let your entire being rest into this ocean of eternal compassion and feel yourself held in this safe container, this safe womb of compassion that is pure love, that is nurturing, that is holding, that is safety, it is protecting, it is security, it is loving. Nothing has to change. Nothing within you has to change to be held in this ocean of eternal compassion. You are already there. Let yourself be held, loved, nurtured, nourished, protected, completely loved and accepted as you are. Pure light, unconditional love, eternal compassion. And breathe this in, breathing in that light and love. Let it flow through your being as you rest and are held in this ocean of compassion. And again, let that ocean of compassion also flow through your being, loving you, loving you, loving you. We talk about what is healing. What is healing? And I ask you, and I believe that I believe I know the answer, but not the details of the answer. Have you had those experiences, those epiphany experiences, those awakening experiences? Sometimes they come through joy, sometimes they come through pain, but we have those epiphany experiences. Some of them that are incredibly awakening, that take us completely out of what we think is real and awaken us to a whole new reality that we didn't know existed before. That is the case with me, and I know I've talked to several people who have had similar experiences, awakening to different realms of consciousness, and or just having something where your heart was blown wide open and you felt an existence of love, of pure love, that took away your fear, that took away your constriction, that helped you even for a brief moment to let down your walls and feel love. Even a brief second of that experience can give you a whole different outlook on what is real and what is not real. That's why we do this meditation at the beginning, to invite us to rest into that light and love and compassion, to be in that space where true awakening really comes from, or can be. How do we say that? Maybe that's not where the true awakening comes from, because, there's, I believe that there is a divine plan for everyone, and there is timing there for everyone. And like, when the timing is right, according to your divine plan, you're going to have different awakening experiences. And once you've had those awakening experiences that awaken you to this light and love and compassion, I think you can go back to this, like going back to a watering hole, to drink more water from the well. I don't think we can control when the awakening comes, when it's our time to awaken and awaken to a different reality. But a lot of us, let me say, will have those experiences and say, wow, okay, now I know what healing is, right? And we have a lot of times those experiences are healing. They will take away an illness. They will take away a mental anguish or an emotional pain, and heal the heart, heal the mind, heal the body. And these are all steps on the healing path. But what is healing? What is healing? I'll share with you, of course, I'm always sharing my beliefs, right? That's all I've got. In each of us, right? We share what we have from within ourselves. Is it absolute truth? Who knows? It's what we've got. But the awakening and these epiphany experiences, these healing experiences, they're openings. They're openings that will often change our course, put us on a different path, open a doorway with the flashing neon sign that says, go this way now. And they redirect us. They open us. But healing means to make whole. To make whole. And as long as we are in these human bodies, we are fractal beings. And things appear in our reality fragmented. They appear fragmented. And in our beings, as you were breathed into this physical form, this pure spirit came into this dimension and is here to forget where it came from and what it was. But in the forgetting process, we go along and we have this experience of life that causes us to separate from our truth and to fragment and to get confused. The healing is the journey back to put the pieces, Humpty Dumpty's pieces, back together. Right? You think of Humpty Dumpty, do you ever think of that as a spiritual poem or nursery rhyme, whatever it is, right? Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Or what? How's that go? Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall, had a great fall, something like that. I don't even remember it now. But bottom line is, he fell and got cracked, shattered. And all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. But my teacher used to talk about this path as a cooking, right? We're being cooked. We are being cooked from the inside as the light and the heat from the pure divine light it's like it cooks us, and in the cooking, our hearts become tender and our bodies become strong. So in that cooking, like what happens with an egg when you cook it, said the vegan, ask the vegan. Okay, but it's a metaphor. What happens when you cook an egg is it gets solid on the inside and it doesn't need a shell to hold it together again. So when we travel on this path and we fall and we get shattered and we cook in the flames of this journey that we're on, right? We cook in the heat of it. There is a divine name, Al-Qahar, Qahar. It is the invincible. It is that divine power that each of us has within us that allows us to withstand the falls and the cracks and to persevere and to come out of the dark night of the soul as a stronger being, a stronger, more solid, more whole inside of ourselves, right? It is the invincible. It's what allows us to move through the dark night of the soul and come out as, as the lotus flower that blooms and comes through the mud, as that strong center core that reaches up tall to the light. Al-Qahar, Al-Qahar. And that's spelled, it's a Q. The transliteration is a Q, which is a K that's made toward the back of the mouth, and the A-H-H-A-R, Qahar. And it means invincible. Al-Qahar, the invincible. We are here as human beings, and that the emanation of creation. The human being is created. The human being and some of the jinn are created to go on this journey and we have the ability to be elevated in consciousness, elevated in that soul level experience, and to become more complete, more whole, more awakened, more aware. And as a representative of spirit in form, right, which is what you are. It's coming more and more into the recognition and awareness of that connection and that true experience of your being as you become more whole. But I honestly believe as long as we are in bodies, that this is a continual journey. And though we have healing experiences, we have awakening experiences, we have epiphanies, and we have healing modalities that help us along the way. They help us. Every day of your life gets to be a healing experience. Every day of your life is a healing experience. Once that door has been opened and that flashing neon sign flashed at you and said, "Come this way," you started on that path, and you've always been on the path. But once you recognize it, it's like, go this way now, then every step you take is a step toward that bringing yourself back into wholeness, back into connection, bringing yourself home to yourself, to your core self, to your core truth. Because at the depths, we talked about that vertical core of light at your center, and your heart as that center point, like that umbilical cord to God, as you rest into that more and more and experience your life and your own being from that place, that center, you become, you move more into living from a place of awareness, of wholeness, right? But then as soon as I say wholeness, I know this from my own experience, I hesitate to say wholeness because when you do, then next thing you know, a whole, like, you meet one of those doorways again and a whole new path opens up and you have this mind-blowing wow experience and you say, wow, I didn't even know that existed, right? But that's part of the fun of it. That's the fun. That's the fun of it. So let's again center in that core. Draw that light and that love and that compassion into the core of your body and upright your spine, lengthen your spine, and draw all that light and love and compassion into your core. And as you exhale, drop down and land into your pelvic bowl and feel your presence in your body. Feel the light at your core. Feel the love in your heart. Feel yourself wrapped and held in compassion. And let yourself rest into your body. What is healing? What guides us on the day to day, every step on the pathway along that journey once we step onto that path? Not the part in between the concentrated healing sessions and the concentrated healing modalities and the awakening epiphany experiences. What guides us along is that innate core desire to return to truth. And that is what calls us home to ourselves. And this is the place that we are all being, I believe, accelerated into as this clock ticks and we move into the coming years. We're getting closer and closer to this place of living from as more identified with spirit than with human. And it's happening quickly. So let yourself, to help yourself along this journey, is let yourself rest into your body and feel this compassion that holds you and let it wrap you. And I invite you, as whatever comes up within your heart, to meet it with love and acceptance. And know that you are on a journey, an intentional journey to first forget yourself, fragment yourself, and then to return home. And you are being called to live closer to your source. You're being called to live as identified with your light and love. I could go on and on and on about countless experiences. Well, anyway, I can go on and on about experiences I've had that were epiphany moments, that were mind blowing, wonderful experiences. What has been the most powerful thing that I've received from every one of those experiences is a deep knowledge, like at the cell level in the bones, a knowledge that all there is love, and love is all there is, and that's all that matters is love. So let yourself, like, take that knowing, if you can grasp that knowing, take it into your bones and into your cells, that there is nothing but love. Love is all there is. All that matters is love. And let that love integrate so deeply into your being And anything that bubbles up that says, I can't quite accept this about myself, or what has happened to me, or what I've done, anything like that that bubbles up, just take that and put it into the center of our circle, right? Put it into the center of our circle. Anything as you rest into this love and you let this love permeate your entire being. The divine name for love is Yah-Wadud. Yah means O. It is an invoking. Yah-Wadud. Wadud, the all-encompassing reflection of Source embodied in this beautiful physical material realm. And it is in everything, even when we can't see it. There's nothing in this realm that is void of love and mercy. Everything, even when we can't see it, it's there. So anything about yourself or your life or your experience that comes up and says, I can't accept this about myself. I can't let myself be loved because of this. Just let that, as that bubbles up for you, blow it out, pull it out, use your hands and take it out and put it into the center of our circle. You can call on your angels, your healers, your guides, all who are here to support your journey, to help you to take that out or release that from your body. Put it into the center of our circle, into this place of light and love and compassion. Let it be transmuted. Let it be healed. Let it be released from you, right? Doesn't have to hold you in the prison you've been in. Let it free you to be in the light, the love, and the compassion right now. In every moment, in any moment, you can have this experience. Maybe not in every moment, but in any moment you can return to this experience. So let it be known to you right now. Let your cells, in all of the being, every part of you carries consciousness. Let the consciousness have this experience and be imprinted with this experience of light and love and compassion. So put this into the center of our circle. Let the angels take it, transmute it. Let this light and love and compassion release it from your body and let it fill your body. And let's call on Yah Kahar, the invincible. Since this divine name came up earlier, Yah Kahar, and that's Qahhar. It's the invincible. Yah Kahar. Yah Kahar. Call on this divine power, the divine power that is the invincible, that will help you to stay true to yourself, to return to your light and your love and your compassion stronger than you were before, having gone through the dark night of the soul, having gone through the challenging experiences in your life. Open a book, Yah Kahar. I'm not sure what I'm going to read to you from this, but I'm feeling guided to open this book and read from Yah Kahar, opening Fauzia's book on divine names. Call in this divine power of Yah Kahar, Yah Kahar, Yah Kahar. Call in that divine power of Yah Kahar to help to strengthen you, strengthen the inner part of your being. When the inner core of your being is strengthened, your heart can be softened, and the shell, the Humpty Dumpty shell, is not needed. You don't need the shell for protection because your strength is from the inner, and your heart doesn't need its hardness. It can become more tender. Yah Kahar, Yah Kahar, the one who overcomes, the one who defeats everything, the Almighty, the Invincible. Yah Kahar, Yah Kahar. Yakahar. 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 It says the qualities of Al-Qahar, the invincible, and Al-Latif, the subtle, rest in one another. One reflects the darkness in and around us, the other the subtle, clear light. So take refuge from Allah, from the one, Al-Qahar, into Allah, the one, Al-Latif. So from the invincible into the subtle. The miracles of the universe rest in the divine heart, where there is no separation. Al-Qahar. So from the one who is the invincible into the subtle in the heart, right? So this is what strengthens the body, strengthens the core, to give you that inner strength, that invincible, to rest into the subtle in your heart. Repeating Al-Qahar burns out the identification with our wounded I, the wounded self. Right? It burns out the identification with the wounded self from the shame, humiliations, and the insults until nothing remains in us but the divine flame. Al-Qahar overcomes the outer attachments until our true being shows itself. The true being that light and love and compassion that you have inside your being, that representative of the divine within the physical form, manifest in this 3D realm in a way that is visible and can be experienced through the senses of the body. A human being is both the walker and the path. If the walker wants to know the path, he must first know himself. So that is within Rosina Fauzia al-Rawi's book, Divine Names, 99 Healing Names of the One Love, on Al-Qahar, the invincible. So let's call again, Ya Qahar. And remember, this is tapping the tuning fork. When you say this name inside yourself, it awakens that divine power within you that was breathed into your body as that ocean in the drop, right? You are the ocean in the drop. Ya Qahar. Ya Qahar. Ya Qahar. Let it strengthen your body and tenderize your heart, and let your shell be released. Ya Qahar. 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 And let yourself again breathe in that light, that love, that compassion at your core. Let yourself be held in this cosmic womb of love and acceptance and protection. nurturing, full acceptance, compassion. And let this ha-har, this vibration move through your body and feel your inner being strengthened, your heart becoming softened, and the outer shell dropping away. Ya-kahar, ya-kahar. Let yourself become that representative of spirit in form that can be lived through the body and experienced through the senses, and shift your identity. Remember, it said specifically the identification. How did she say that? Here, it was very relevant to what we were saying. Al-Kahar burns out the identification with the wounded self, with the shame, the humiliations, and the insults, until nothing remains in us but the divine flame. Al-Kahar overcomes all outer attachments until our true being shows itself. Al-Kahar, Al-Kahar, Al-Kahar. The solid inner self, the tender heart, and the no shell needed, God willing. The shell dropping away. Al-Kahar, Al-Kahar, Al-Kahar. And again, breathe all this light and love and compassion and Kahar, the invincible, the divine powers. These are all divine powers that we are here to know within ourselves. When she said at the end of that to the path, right, about the walker and the path, you are the walker, you are the path, and the healing comes when you know yourself, when you truly know yourself. All of these light, love, compassion, the invincible and the subtle, all of these are divine powers that are contained, like the poet Rumi says, you are not a drop in the ocean, you're the ocean in a drop. All of these divine powers are contained within the drop of ocean that is breathed into your physical body to give you consciousness, to give you life force, to give this life existence, so that this spirit, this drop of spirit, this drop of ocean can be experienced through the human body and the physical senses. And this is drop of spirit having an experience of itself. So let yourself burn away. Like Al-Kahar, let it burn away. Let Al-Kahar burn away the wounded self, so that you become identified with the divine flame within, with the drop of ocean within, the spirit in physical form. This is where we're going as we move into this era of peace, and we're getting closer and closer and closer to it. Peace and universal harmony, right? That is the mission of the Community for Conscious Living, to personal transformation for universal harmony. We do this personal transformation so that we can live in universal harmony and in peace. And as we are closer and closer to moving into that era, we become these representatives of spirit in form, more identified with spirit than form. So all of the things that we identify with our bodies, what we identify with what it means to be, excuse the noise in the background, identify what it means to be a female, what it means to be a male, what it means to be any gender representation at all, do not have to be so closely tied to the body. You are who you are, regardless of what body you're in. You are who you are, regardless of what job you have, what your talents and gifts are, what your social status or economic status is, whether or not you're married or single or partnered or have children or not. You are who you are at your core, more identified with this spirit, the divine flame within you, than your physical nature or your position in the societal, cultural realms. And that is what is. Ya Kahar. Okay. So take a deep breath and let that sink in, drop into your body. And I'm going to wrap up this recording and open for Q&A. If you're on the phone, you can press *2. If you're on the webcast, type in and I'll read. I'm going to close for the recording now. In the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. If you're listening to the recording, you are invited to join us live on Sundays at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. U.S. Pacific Time. You can find information for joining us live at joyfullylivingwellness.com or communityforconsciousliving.com. Either one of those will get you there. joyfullylivingwellness.com, communityforconsciousliving.com. While you're there, pick up your copy of your 10 Spiritual Principles of Our Human Existence. It's a one sheet that reminds you of the truth of who and what you are and why we're here, what this world is about, to help us to remember. We're here to remember. Right? Comes with a 15-minute downloadable guided meditation that you can download and use a part of your daily practice to reconnect with the light, the love, the compassion within you. We have to remind ourselves daily, right? So it becomes ingrained and we just know and can live from that place. That is the healing. We bring our awareness to that place. We can navigate the world differently. We're always on the path, taking a step at a time every day. Okay. And when you do that, you will also receive reminders to join us live and links to the replays. All right. And with that, I thank you very much for being here. I'm opening now for the Q&A. Thank you very, very much.